Man, because I'm getting frustrated. I had a water heater delivery scheduled today before 11 o'clock. It didn't happen. So we even called on Friday to confirm that the delivery was going to be before 11 o'clock. I've got 4 guys standing around here. So I sent my guy all the way to Corona to go pick up the water heater. He gets there at around 10:30. He's still waiting because he's waiting for someone to get the ticket released so we can get the water heater over here. And it's an hour and a half drive. Finally, the water heater is here. Hours freaking later. So this is our it's a cart made by Hallmaster, and it is amazing beefy. It really works well with taking out water heaters and bringing them in. Oh, look at that. It's huge. How to drain a water heater like a pro. All right, the first thing you're gonna need is a good water hose. Make sure there's a washer. You don't want water all over your garage. And a pair of channel locks and a screwdriver. The next thing to look for, some people have them, some people don't. If you do have a recirculating pump, you definitely want to disconnect it from the electrical, as well as shut the gas off or put it on pilot. So the next step is you want to make sure that all the fixtures inside your home is off. We don't want any airlock coming in as of yet. We want to go ahead now and get the water hose and put it to the hose bib at the bottom of the water heater. One thing to note, you guys, a lot of water heaters will just have the plastic hose bib. We're lucky in this case because this already is set for a perfect application to drain a water heater. If you do have that plastic hose bib, you're going to want to take that off and immediately try to insert a 3/4 valve and nipple just like they have here. The water hose now, we'll connect it to the 3/4 inch nipple here. Make sure it's snug. So the next step that a lot of plumbers miss or homeowners miss is that you're going to get a lot of calcification building up here. So what you want to do is go to your valve, which is the cold side above the water heater, and you want to go ahead and turn that on to blast all of that compaction through for a good 10 or 15 seconds. And then that way, when you make the disconnections above the water heater, you're going to be able to get all of that water out much faster. So you're not having to reconnect. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so right here is the shutoff valve. This is what shuts the water off to the house. In the open position, you're going to hear the water just blasting through the water hose. Let's go take a look at the end of the water hose and see what we get. That's a good flow right there. We like adding a sock like this because if you do have a lot of hard water and sediment, you'll be able to really gauge to see how often you're going to have to flush out your water heater. If there's a lot, you're going to want to do it at least once a year. If you don't have a lot, we're recommending every 2 to 4 years. All right, now that we've done a little burst and a power flush of all that calcification that possibly might be clogging up that hose bib, now go ahead and shut the water off to the water heater. And then now we want to be able to get air behind this water so that way it'll start to come out. And the way in which you do that first is open up the T&P line, which is right here. Just lift that up like that. And again, guys, really important to make sure that nobody uses any water inside because all we're doing right now is shutting off the hot water. The cold is still onto the house. So if someone inside is using the cold water, it's going to cross over and you're going to end up getting a backfeed causing major issues here or possible leaks. So make sure nobody uses the water while you're doing this. All right, now that we've kind of drained the water heater to this point, we're ready now to disconnect the supply line, which is right here. And what we're going to do is use a pair of channel locks. And what we're trying to do is just get a lot of air behind this 50 gallons of water. like that. Okay. Now what we want to do is let's go back out to the front and let's see how much water is actually flowing through this water hose. And that right there is a good determination if we're getting plenty of flow. So let's go check that out. All right, guys, it's not as much flow as we had when Dave had the cold water on, but we're still flowing pretty good. This water heater is actually quite clean. There's not a lot of sediment. That's a good indication that Bradford White has a good heater, and our customers do not have hard water. So we don't really need the sock at this point. All right, let's go check back with Dave. All right, guys, so we've got the cold water disconnected. We're now draining the heater. Dave's gonna disconnect the gas. We're gonna start cutting this copper pipe. We got a lot of plumbing to do. It's a late afternoon. It's a big delay with Ferguson, so we're kind of pressed for time because now Jim's gonna be back from work. We're gonna want to get them hot water, so. Gas we're going to go ahead and cap off because Jim no longer needs it. So we're going to go ahead and just put a cap off right here. Okay, don't try this at home. I'm going to cap this off with a live gas line. Typically want to shut the gas off at the meter. We don't have time to go inside and relight all the pilots. All right, got it. All right, so while we're waiting for the earthquake strap, I wanted to take a moment. I did reach out to Rheem to try to order their 80-gallon hybrid. They got a lot of great reviews, but again, like my previous video, I just couldn't get that customer service. The local rep just was not responding to me. As soon as I called the local Bradford White rep here in our area, just so responsive. So we ended up going with Bradford yet again. It does take 3 guys to put an earthquake strap on. So what we're doing now is we're filling up this entire tank to the T&P valve. We're leaving this open right now to, you can hear the air. So that allows the tank to fill up much quicker. So as soon as this has water, then we know that we're up to at least this level here, and it won't take that much time to go from here to the top of the tank. Yeah, then we'll shut the valve off and then continue inside the house, flushing and getting all the air out of the system. Right.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and want to tape all of our wire nuts on this just because there is a heat pump inside of this unit and it may cause some vibration. So without doing so, you could have the wire nuts come disconnected inside the junction box.
All right, guys, we're ready to kick the breaker on and get power to our brand new hybrid. Here we go. Let's go check it out. All right, so what I love about the hybrid is not only super efficient and a cost savings, you're really getting this heat pump that's pulling all of this ambient air, comes in, draws the heat. The heat now turns into cool air, and you can actually feel the cool air blowing out of this. So that's how it's transferring, is that hot air is coming in, blowing the cold air out, then that hot air is exchanged in these coils here. And again, when this water heater has maxed its recovery rate, that's when the electricity kicks on and it starts to heat up like a normal electric water heater. Bye to the gas water heater. I think Jim's gonna be super happy with his new hybrid for sure. Good job today. Yeah, absolutely. We made it. As you can see, that was a long, frustrating day, but at the end, we came through. That water heater's fired up. They're gonna have a ton of hot water, and I learned a lot. I love the hybrid water heaters. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You know, Josh really educated us as well, and to have a team member like him and Luis to come on board and really get their hands dirty and really understand where things go and how to install the electrical. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Well, folks, please give us your comments. Love that feedback and appreciate so much the support that we're getting on our channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.